Hello, I'm going to show you how to place an ad through the LA Stage Lines to be part of our co-op advertising that we have in the LA Times. First thing you want to do is go to lastagelines.com. This is where we're going to log in. First of all, if you're not familiar with the different ad rates that we have, just go to Artists, Marketing Services, and under that option you'll be able to get to our rate sheet, and you'll see all the different prices that we have. First thing you want to do is log in. Member login, just like you normally would into your members lounge. Once you get in, of course, you'll see this main page here. A good thing to know is that in order to advertise through the ad portal system, your show does need to be set up in the members lounge already with a current production date. You will not be able to advertise until you have it set up at this time. You do not have to have any Ovation tickets or half price tickets set up. You just need to have a show listed with a future production date. So we've got a couple of them set up. We're going to be using Hamlet for this instance, so that's the show that we'll be doing. And again, make sure that you have regular performances, not just preview. Up at the top, you'll see a few different buttons here. It's Advertise in the LA Times is what we're going to want to use. So once you click on that button, you're going to be taken into the advertising dashboard or the ad portal. We call it both things. A couple things to quick show you on here. Two buttons right here. One is for placing a new LA Times ad. That is anything that's 3 lines or above. Those start at $2.75. And then a new LA Times list entry. That is the list where it's just the title of your production and then either the show, the company, or the venue, or possibly both. In this section, if we had any upcoming placements, that would be found here. And if we had any past placements, that would be found here. We're going to start with advertising in the list first of all. So you click on New LA Times List Entry. And the first thing that you're going to want to do is pick a contact. Now this has a list of everybody who's ever placed anything or has ever been in contact through LA Times. So you can just find your name in here, or you could, by scrolling through, or if you start typing your name, you may see it pop up. I will click that. If you're not in the system, you'll see click here. You can click on that. You'll be able to add your name and email into the system, and then after that happens, you can go in and click on that. After you select your contact information for the theater, you want to pick a show. Again, Hamlet is the only thing that the system knows that we have running right now with a future performance date, so I will pick Hamlet. And we can see a preview right here. So by default, it's checked off as company. So Hamlet, LA Stage Alliance, that's the company. If I didn't think anybody knew who LA Stage Alliance was, but the venue would be more helpful, I could click on venue instead, and you can see Hamlet at the Kirk Douglas Theater. Thank you, Kirk Douglas Theater. And or possibly, if you're a company that doesn't normally have its own home and you travel from venue to venue, you could do company and venue. So here, LA Stage Alliance at the Kirk Douglas Theater. So you have 3 different options that you can choose for that. So go ahead and choose any of those that you want. Again, that is your preview. Once you come down here, you can actually select the run dates. You only need to select the weekend that it's running. So we're going to run this all of March. And you can see every time I click on a date, it automatically highlights the entire weekend because that's all a block and you have no choice but to do all 4 days. And down here, you'll see that the cost will automatically update every time I click something. So I'm going to run 4 weeks for Hamlet. Once I get done with that, I'm going to hit save. If I decided to not do anything, I could have just hit delete. Now you'll see that we have these new options in here underneath the upcoming placements. So here's the weekend that it's going to run, what type it is. Here it's the list. Payment means it's in draft. I'll get to that in a second. Show name Hamlet, and of course we can copy, edit, or just cancel it out altogether. Now it's in draft, which means that no payment has been applied yet. That's good to know. While it's in draft, nobody on LA Stage Alliance's side will see that you've placed this. So you can go in here and you can play around with it a little bit, but we will not know you want to place an ad until you actually click Make Payment. And you can pay for all of these at once, or you can just go from week to week. So I'm going to just pay for the one right now that's coming up, which is the upcoming weekend of when I'm placing this. When I click Make Payment, I'm taken to this page. First thing you can do is you can see the little envelope here. If I click that, it will email a copy of this exact layout to myself. And then down here, I can either choose to pay with a check or with a credit card. I'm going to choose check. and then you enter a check number and the date that the check is mailed. If you do not know exactly the check number or the day that you're going to mail that, maybe somebody else takes care of that, you can enter a false number to at least just get the process through, and then we'll know to keep an eye out for a check. I'm just going to enter check 100. And I say I will send this on the 5th. Once I hit submit, you now see on here that this ad is now set as check, which means that is all set, ready to go. It has now popped up on LA Stage Alliance's side. We've been alerted that you're going to be placing this list, and it will appear in the next ad. Simple as that. Now, if I wanted to go in and place an ad, I just click the add button. And the process is, again, very similar to what we just did for the list. Pick a contact. Pick a show. And now we want to select the ad size. Well, it says 99 seats. It actually doesn't matter what size theater you're working with. All of the ad prices are the same no matter what size theater you're working with. That did change back in 2011. Pardon me. So we have a 3-line ad, 6, 9, 18, and 27. These are the options. Again, if you need to know the prices, go up to Artists, Marketing Services, and you'll be able to find our rate sheet. I'm going to run a 6-line ad. And a couple things to look at here. First of all, it says enter the ad copy in the boxes below. That's what these are here. There's a 30-character maximum. That includes your spaces. So as you're typing, and it just stops, that means you've hit a 30-character limit. If you're going to type something that may be 1 or 2 characters beyond 30, let us know. We can probably make that work in your ad, but for the most part, please try not to go over 30. Actually, the system won't let you anyways. The title can only be 20 characters per line. That's because it's a larger font and it's in bold. Below that, you'll see that there's display website at the bottom of the ad or display phone number at the bottom of the ad. That is a free line that we give you. So even though this is a 6-line ad, the 7th line is a freebie that you can choose one of these, not both, just one. I'm going to choose to display the website at the bottom. And you'll see it automatically pops up in the ad preview. And I'm going to type in my first line. You can see every time I type something in, it appears over on this side. So I'm getting a little bit of a preview of what my ad's going to look like. You can type in quotes, you can type in information. How about free wine on Fridays? Maybe down here I will type in a very long quote. I'll give you an example of what happens. The best show I've ever seen. You have to see this. And you can see actually all that stuff I just typed, nothing popped up because I hit my 30-character max. And so once you hit that max, it just prevents you from typing anything else. So it's a good way to know when you've hit that limit, you can adjust things. So maybe I'll just type in a phone number here. How about that? And again, we have there. Now then, one other thing we need to do is you see up here it says if the line is a show title, click on the box to the right. So Hamlet is the title of the show, so I'm going to click that. And now that gives you a better idea of what the show is. Now, if you've got a very long title that's more than 20 characters and it takes up more than one line, you can go through and click both lines. So if this was actually titled Shakespeare's Hamlet, if that was the full title, I could click that. If you accidentally click something that's not the title, we'll notice that as we're doing the ad layout, and we will make those adjustments. But here's our ad, world premiere, Shakespeare's Hamlet, fantastic, free wine on Fridays. Unnecessary apostrophe. And then our phone number, and then again it puts in our website. Down here I'll pick the weekends that I wanted to run. I'm going to run 2 weekends. Again, it's $400 for a 6-line ad. I'm going to run 2 ads and then hit save. And again, just like with the list, you can see the date that it's going to run, the type it is. So here's the list, here's the ad. So that's what we just placed here, was the ad. And then in copy, edit, or cancel. I'm going to pay for this one right now. And again, if I want to send a copy to myself, I can do that right there. Check. And the date I'm going to send this. And there we go. So now on LA Stage Alliance, on our end, as our designers put together this ad, we now see that the first weekend of March, you're going to run in the list for Hamlet. And the second weekend, you're going to run an ad for Hamlet. You may want to run these later, but you may still want to play with them, and you can always go then and hit edit and play around with that. Now, maybe you've already paid for this, and you've got a few days left, and you've got a better review. You can go in and click and edit an ad, even though you've already made a payment. So I'll click edit. And it'll have all the information you already typed in, so you won't need to redo all of that. But maybe we got we want to update the review. 5-star. And then when I hit save. And now that'll be updated on my end. And you can keep playing with that all the way up until 3 p.m. on Monday, and you can change all that. Now, it did only change the one ad. So if you wanted that review to pop up in the next couple of weeks that you created, you will have to go through and edit each ad individually. But with that, we now have a list placed. We now have an ad placed. If you have any questions or if you have any troubles, just contact us at LA Stage Alliance, and we're happy to make this happen, make it work for you. Thanks.